Hi, this is Tina at Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel all about cross stitch and some other types of embroidery and handcrafts and that kind of stuff, but mostly cross stitch. So, welcome. If you're new, thank you for coming back. If you're a returning subscriber, if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe. You can also follow me. I occasionally post on Instagram at TinaStitches74. It's Sunday, March 14th, 2:30 in the afternoon, and a little bit earlier than I normally do because I don't have the kids in the house. And I say kids, but they're other adults that live here. So it's been a week since my last update, and I have some progress, some haul, some dyeing, and a new start / restart. And yeah, life here is pretty much the same. Not a lot has happened. I kind of changed the angle, but it doesn't seem to help with the glare. It's easier for me to do this downstairs in the dining room because right now the craft room is still occupied. And yeah, taking stuff upstairs. Why when the house is empty-ish? So you might hear dogs barking. Sorry if that happens. And let's get right into it. Move a few things. So last time we visited, I said that I was going to be working on embroidery scissors and the Just Nan project for B and N in the monthly magazine challenge acrostics. The B being part of lamb, and what I chose for that was the Bullion stitch, and that is on my embroidery scissors pattern by Filigram. And I don't know if this was mentioned in my last video. I think I noticed it in my last video that it also has interlacing stitch. So those are the stitches that I did. B, Bullion for lamb, and I, interlacing running stitch for I in lion. Here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. It's not ironed. I'm very happy with the way this is turning out. I am not so happy with the instructions. Nowadays, in the age of the internet, you can look everything up, which is good. I did need to get a tutorial on the Bullion stitch because I think the instructions were there, but they weren't very concise. So, and then when I look at the picture, I'll take it out here. So I was working on the Bullion stitch. I did it according to the way the instructions said, and it was becoming a big knot. And I was like, well, if I fiddle with it a little bit, now it kind of looks like it should. I did 2 or 3 of them. Oh, I did about 3 or 4 of them, and I was like, this can't be the right way. So I pulled it up on YouTube, and sure enough, there was a little tip. When you pull the needle through the threads, just like hold on to that little group of threads while you pull the needle out. That helped. So, looking at the picture, the bullion stitch there. So that's theirs. And that's mine. And I'm very happy with these. I'm very happy with all of them. But I was halfway done. I only had about 3 more stitches left to do here. And I looked at the picture and I realized the picture roses look a little bit poofier. Meaning that whoever did the project for the picture probably used 2 strands when the instructions say 1 strand. I'm not tearing this out. I'm not tearing it out to redo it. Those are bullion stitches, so they will stay the way they are. This is stitched on 28 count dried petal by Fabric Flare. It's printed and white on the other side. And I'm stitching it in these silks, called for silks, which was available as a thread pack from European Cross Stitch. That's one whip, and a whip is a work in progress. I have a few. Not as much as many others do, but a few. The next project that I'm going to show you is with my needle by Just Nan. And I use this for N, for Nan, and needle. And for this one, I'm using also silks, called for silks. And it's being stitched on 32 count. Something that it was kitted, and I bought it on a de-stashing site. And pretty sure it's Belfast linen, 32 count. Here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. So I focused on this row. This row was already done. And it's over 1. Oh, what do you call those? Illuminated letters. That's what they're called. The illuminated letters, here, 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 and here, are all stitched over 1 with 1 strand. And the thing that I find the trickiest about stitching with 1 strand is starting and stopping, because it's very hard to tuck your needle under. So when I do these little patches, I start my thread down here. I do like an away waist stitch. I start down here, put my needle in down here, and I bring it up at the top of the stitching and work my way down. And I did that for all of the colors, and then the white is filling in the back, so I just did that with the back. Like I filled in all the background with the white, and by doing that, it tucks all the stitches in. So there's the back. I did that with all of the letters. And then all you have to do is cut the last ones, and there's enough thread. There's enough space to actually run the last bit of white underneath because they're wider. That's my little tip for this particular project anyways. That my needle minder made myself. I use a beer cap on the back side with the smooth side on the fabric. Just not enough magnets. This next one is my lunchtime project. It still is my lunchtime project. And no, I have not gone back to the Bumblebee Bob to make a decision about that one yet. I'm still leaning towards yellow beads, but we'll see. This is my lunchtime project, Biscornu by Riolis, Biscornu Dawn. Cross-stitch kit. It doesn't look like it's very big. That is so deceiving. This is stitched one thread over one on 25 count Zweigart linen that came with the kit. And here's where it is now. So I did some filling in over here, and then I added this dark purple, dark fuchsia, which is going to be that corner. It is very full coverage. I'm looking at the measurements. It says 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters, and if you know metric, that's already past 8 centimeters. And this is the halfway. That's the midpoint there, over to the edge. So I'm going to say it's 8 inches. And this is again we're demonstrating where I start away and then stitch over the back of it. That is the last of the smaller whips. I have a much bigger whip. It's a little more difficult to show, but show it I must. So this one I've been working on for a long time. I've been doing Flosstube videos for 4 years in April, and this one has been there since the beginning. And I'm only about 60-something% done. Last time I showed it, I said that I had about 24,000 black stitches. That's just the black that's left to do. And I was wrong. It was more like 27,500 black stitches left to do. When I realized that, I thought, oh, I should, focus on black and try to get a lot of those stitches in to make, because that is a good portion of the design. I considered, setting a goal for like, well, if it's 27,000 stitches, if I do 1,000 black stitches every week, 27 weeks, I'd have all the black done. But I would get sick of the black immediately. So then I'm like, well, if I do 1,000 stitches every other week, that might be doable. And I might try that, because in the mornings I can just sit down, pick up the black, and do big chunks of black. I would be concerned about being a stitch off and screwing up the whole placement of a certain thing. It could be fudged. This design, it definitely could be fudged. So will I do that? I don't know. I haven't started it. I haven't started that process yet. So we'll see. I mean, my average week could probably do 1,000 stitches in this piece. And this is being stitched 2 strands over 1 on 25 count Zweigart even weave. I'm pretty sure it's Zweigart. I'm pretty sure that's what that orange band means. So I've been talking about Beloved by Del Sessler. So I've gotten up to there and most of her jawline and working my way across. So you see there is a lot of black left here and some over here. So it's something to consider. Here's where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. So I've been working mostly in this corner here. Yes, on the black. The black that is on the lowest portions was not in there before. So that was not there, that was not there. This may have been started, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't there. I did work on some other colors, but that's the majority of the black that I've been talking about. So I do want to get this bit further down and this bit further down. Then I can roll the frame up and start on this side again. But the black is mostly on this side, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm usually left to right a couple rows and then scroll it left to right, a couple rows, move it up. That's my process for that. I know a lot of people do HAEDs, which is Heaven and Earth designs, or other full coverage pieces. There's a lot of different ways to stitch a full coverage. They'll do diagonals. or there'll be doing parking by columns. Ever since, well, even at the very beginning I tried parking by columns. It's okay. I don't like it. It does leave little grooves for me. I'm a person that parks. I will stitch it as far as it will go until I can't find a good reference point, and then I'll park it. It's always been the way I've done it. And that's pretty much what I'm doing now, is all those park threads right now there's no reference points for them at the moment. So, the next project that I did is something I wanted to start at Valentine's Day. And I did start, and I had I had been lucky enough to find a piece of fabric in my stash that was coincidentally exactly the right size. For 28 count fabric, it was exactly the right size. It was going to be bigger than I wanted, but I gridded out the fabric, I tried it, and I didn't like the end result. It was going to be beautiful. This is my original start on some raspberry, still have the sticker, 28 count raspberry light Jobelin even weave fabric. So that was my original start. 2 strands over 2 on 28 count. And it's a lot, it's light pink, yes. It's not as light as it's picking up. It's not as dark as the dried petals. Let's see if we put them side by side. Dried petals has much more modeling. That's controlled by printing process. Anyways, I wasn't happy with this. I'm sure I can use it for something else. I got a big enough piece. I don't know what I bought it for, but it's there for something else. But it just, the black, the end result, I'm not happy with. So I decided to restart it. So I've had an order on the go at a certain place, and they're waiting for stock to come in, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to ask them if they have 35 count white fabric. And I bought dye. I actually had the dye and was waiting for this order because I had some pre-cut fabric on it that was on sale. Anyways, I asked if they had yardage of 35 or 40 count, something up there, and they're like, well, which one do you want? And I said, well, okay, 35 count. They said they had 35 count Edinburgh linen in stock. That was important to me. I didn't want to order something and not have it in stock. So this is Swigart 35 count white Belfast linen. That's right, it came in. And the dye I had ordered was rose quartz and petal pink. I ordered them online because I didn't know which one was going to work for the color I wanted. I have a very black dog, Gidget. You've probably seen her if you've watched my videos. So I held the bottle up to the dog and was judging which one do I think I will like better? I went with this one, but you wouldn't know it based on the end result. I guess I should tell you what project I'm working on. This is Restart for Les Belles Lettres de Gigi. Les Belles Lettres de Gigi T. You can barely see what's on here. And the website or web photos are not much better. So I bought it sight unseen basically, and based on the other letters I knew I was going to like it. So I'm trying to convince Julie from Stitching at the Cabin to do C or J. They do exist. I think they'd be great. Somebody else needs to do these. Janine, my longtime stitching buddy, is also stitching a letter to Gigi. She is stitching S, and I forgot to insert her pictures last week. I'm very sorry. Here are the pictures for the last 2 weeks. She's been focusing on this project for 1 day a week. So here's the one I missed last week. Here. And here's the one for this week, here. She's stitching S and 1/1 on, I believe, 40 count. If I'm wrong, I will put a correction. And I'm pretty sure she's using a hand-dyed floss. I will have to insert that here too. I am stitching mine on this piece of fabric that I dyed myself. And I'm trying to unroll a bit for you to see it. Because I want to leave it in the Q-snap because I'm really enjoying working on this one. I really like it now. So this is the fabric. It's really pink. It is not pale pink that the bottle advertised, which is okay. It all depends on the, fabric content and all of that, how it's going to turn out. I really need to make a kind of a diary or whatever of my dyeing so that I can replicate this if I wanted to. So this is, it's actually pretty close to what you're seeing. It's almost Pepto pink, but not quite as brilliant. It's a faded Pepto pink. Or, I like to think of it as flamingo pink. And I'm stitching it with Anchor Black because word has it that Anchor Black is the blackest black. I'm on the fence about that, but I ordered Anchor Black. And here's where I am. This is the same corner as the other, but this is across the top, which I did not finish on the original. So I'm really liking this coverage, really liking it. 2/2. You can see the black on the back, so I definitely will have to be careful about carrying. I am carrying, you know, between like from that to that. I will carry, but if I go a large space, I definitely won't be able to carry. So, this is going to be a focus for a little while because it's L for letters and lamb and lion. So, I'm going to try to get 2 motifs done. So, I'm going to try to redo this letter T. And then there's a unicorn next to it. So, that's what I'm going to try to do over the next, well, till the end of March. I'm not going to push myself because I also have to get Omri Karash Hatter out for O, and I also have to get Royal Tudor Mandala from Chatelaine out for M, because I'm crazy. I don't know why I picked all of them, but I did. April's theme and acrostic has been posted, and it's April Showers, which is supposed to be from a magazine, so I don't have very many magazine projects on the go, but I could pick a small design out of a magazine if I can. I have to get to my magazines. They're in the craft room. That's a whole thing. So, 2 other things that I want to show you. One is haul, and the other one is I ordered these things off of Amazon, and I have to remember what they're called exactly, but I believe they are gaming dice trays. And if you search for Dungeons and Dragons dice trays, or just dice trays, or gaming trays, these should come up. So I got a pack of 4. They're a bit bigger than I thought they would be. And we do like board games. My husband and I will play board games on the weekend. First thing we do is have a friendly challenge. Sometimes it's not so friendly. They come like this, and they just fold and snap together. Which is great for storage, because if you've got a lot of board games, you want to be able to store them. But it makes a handy little tray. And this is, I mean, it's great for games because you can roll the dice in here. You don't have a lot of rolling around on the table, especially if you got kids and that, but that's not what I wanted to show it to you for. What I'm doing, and I only started this today, but my table beside my stitching chair has gotten out of control. Scissors, some thread, some markers, a bobbin of thread that I'm using for gridding. I don't know if you can tell, but I did grid my center lines and count out so that I know I have enough fabric, that I cut it right. And scissors and a needle box and stuff, right? So I decided to commandeer one of these and use it for my table tray. So I got my scissors, and the nice thing is I can put my scissors down and not worry about A, scratching my nice table, and B, ruining the points of my scissors, because some pearl cotton I need for finishing that bumblebee fob. I had to pull it out of my Just Nan project while I had it out. Here's my floss for the tea. Some highlighters and my little work catcher. It's got a little lid, but the lid is never on it because I'm always stitching, so. And it's also going to catch all those little stray orts that happen, because you just, especially with silks, they're very staticky and you can't really drop it in there very well, so yeah, I can just put that on my table, and easier to clean the table as well. Just pick that up and wipe it. So, for those of you who don't have, you know, those fancy things that go on Lowry stands and other accessories, this was reasonable. 4-pack was like $12 Canadian, so that was a good deal. So, you saw the Edinburgh linen. I also got 5 skeins of Anchor Black. I cut 4 of them to the right length, which actually happens to be the width of this chair. I wound it around the top of the chair and then just cut one side. So for me, because I'm using this doubled 2 strands, I use the loop method. So that's how long I like my thread. And this is how I keep almost all of my loose threads. I got some more thread for Beautitudes because I was worried about that. I think there's more on the way. I know there's more Anchor on the way because 5 is definitely not going to cover it. I believe the pattern calls for 8, and I think that's using 1 strand. But it's Anchor Black. I'm not worried about dye lots, etc. I also got these because they were on sale. And they're 2 different sizes. But they were pre-cut and ready to go. This one is Heron Gray by Access Commodities. Legacy linen. 38 count. It's got a kind of a lilac-y kind of hue to it. 38 count. That'll be interesting. I don't know if I've said this before, but I haven't really stitched on higher than 32 count that I can recall. And this is 32 count platinum by Zweigart. And that's how I figured out what I'm using for Beloved must be Zweigart, because these are all Zweigart and they have that orange band. So 32 count platinum. 17 by 27, and the other one is 17 by 35, so that'll be a big project. And I also picked up these because they are perfect for putting on your scissors. I have one in my purse. Actually, it's not in my purse, it's right here. Sorry for all the crinkles. Knitting needle point protectors. They're perfect. keep your points from damaging other things and in good condition. So what else do I have? I also ordered something that I thought was going to work for the bee. It was a bee design that I finished stitching a while ago in the monthly magazine challenge group. It was from a magazine. And I ordered a round treasure box. And because I'm not in the store, I didn't know what size it was going to be. I thought it would be big enough. This design is a big design. So I'm going to insert a picture here so you can see which one I'm talking about. What came, however, was in a box this big. And it's rectangular. So this is not going to work for that design at all. It is not even going to, even if I got the round one, it's not going to work. I told the company, I said, it's the wrong one. It's not what I ordered. And I don't even want the one I ordered. Okay, so I'm sitting here editing the video, and it turns out that it did not record the last, like, 2 minutes of the video. There wasn't that much to say after that box. Except, you know, the usual. Stay safe. Be kind. Happy stitching. Take care. Bye.